didn't realize that would just end the stream. So I'm back. Doing something a little more familiar. So, yeah. I was saying to myself, since I wasn't broadcasting, but I was saying, I gotta figure out the features to this fucking system. I don't know when I became a grandpa about technology, but apparently it's when I bought a PlayStation 4 and didn't learn anything about it. But you know, what are you gonna do? So Aricio, that time that was me. That was my fault. It was because and the first time may have been too, because I was fucking around with stuff. But that last one was me because I switched games, and I didn't realize it would just kill the stream like that. Because apparently, Sony doesn't want to broadcast like my dashboard. Not cool. What if I wanted to show off my dashboard? What harm could possibly come from that? None. You know, just display my personal info to the world. But yeah, the kind of weird was like loopy, almost like. Uh-oh. It's a weird night. It's been a weird week. Work's been weird. How many times can I say weird? How about all the times? There we go. Mauricio, thank you for hanging in there. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. We're gonna make it. 2017, baby! The year Matt loses his fucking mind. Look at that, I missed the ball. I missed the ball. Oh. There we go. Look at this, nobody's going after it. What's that all about? That's about for my Canadian friends. Yeah! Oh no! Blip. Slippery biscuit. Cool. Okay, we're on the same wavelength. Perfect. Good. We're both feeling fucking weird. I'll take it. As long as somebody else is. As long as I'm not flying solo. On the weirdness front. Speaking of weirdness, Aricio, I was talking about, while I was just ranting and raving to no one, I was talking about how Jess and I just watched the Sci-Fi Channel show, Channel Zero, Candle Cove, and it was really creepy and good. I know that's actually been out for a couple months, so did you see it? Because it was awesome. And if you did or didn't see it, we also got to talk about Stranger Things, even though that's old as shit at this point. But it's hard to talk about one but not the other. I know, dude. I know. Sci-Fi. You did? Yeah. Oh, I know. I was amazed that they did something worthwhile. Because like I saw ads for it before it started. I'm like, oh shit, that looks great. And then they said Sci-Fi Channel. I'm like, hang on, say what? It was good. It was really good. It was only 6 episodes, which I love. I love those short shows, especially compared to some of these fucking shows are like, oh, every season's 50 episodes long, and there's 175 seasons. It's like, Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah, Channel Zero, man, creepy as shit, and good, and different. So, if you're in the market for something that could be described by those words, I would recommend checking it out. So let me ask you this. Atlantic Rim. Hey, they still, don't worry. Fear not. They still are going to play Transmorphers and Mega Shark versus Octo Squid. All that Asylum bullshit. But they snuck in a good thing, too. Miraculously. Sci-Fi Channel's got to be the biggest, like, missed opportunity of a channel. I remember way back in the day, they would just play Star Trek constantly. And I was too little to understand what a cool thing that was. I was like, oh, I wish they'd play something besides this Star Trek crap. And I think they played X-Files too. And like, yeah, those are both just old shows, but they're good old shows, so it's not a fucking bad thing. Yes, thankfully the Asylum is safe. Oh man. So like the Sci-Fi Channel, the Asylum to me is just a huge missed opportunity because those motherfuckers could be Trauma. They could be Trauma Part 2, and they're not, and that bums me out. And I think they probably still do this, but for a while, you could. They were just accepting screenplays or pitches for screenplays, and as a failed screenwriter, I was like, hell yeah, I'll write some crazy schlock for the Asylum. And they turned down. They turned down all of my ideas, and then they kept making like Octofish versus Crocosaurus. I'm like, fuck you guys. I had great ideas. And they had snappy names, too. That was the best part. One was like Aliens in the Hood, which was a Shaft-style character. It was Black Dynamite before Black Dynamite came out. It was a Shaft, Black Dynamite type character fending off an alien invasion. And then the other one was High School Bushido Exorcism, and that was a couple high school kids got possessed by the ghosts of samurais and had fucking samurai sword fights in like the cafeteria. I'm like, this would have been sweet, but they're like, no, Matt, we don't have time for this. We got to make Tara Reid's not going to star in a shark based tornado movie. I phrased that wrong. Tara Reid doesn't have time. What I meant to say, ruined joke, so I'm going to step back and explain it forever. Tara Reid doesn't have time for anything besides a shark-based tornado movie. You're welcome. Which is a roundabout way of saying they don't take cool ideas from people. Yeah. That's really what it boils down to. It's like, why'd you ask? Why'd you even ask? You fucks? Oh well. Did you see Stranger Things though? I want to circle back to that because Channel Zero made me think of that. You should check out Channel Zero, but I want to know what you thought about Stranger Things because I liked that a bunch too, in a different way. They're almost similar stories, but they're not, which will only make sense if you watch them. I thought Winona did a great job. They pulled off their Miraculous, which was to be super duper nostalgic without being completely pandering. I thought that was miraculous. Oh dear. I think pulling off that balance is going to be one of the biggest challenges for the Ready Player One movie. Dude, I'm with you on. I wish Stranger Things was going to be an anthology show. But that's what Channel Zero is going to be. Channel Zero is going to do the anthology show thing, so we're good on that front. The kids in Stranger Things were so fucking good. Like, I don't blame anybody for wanting them to just continue that story, but I feel like that story was done. Like I look at how that wrapped up, and I'm like, where are you even gonna go from here? I mean, and there's, you know, there's clearly some places they can go with it, but it's not gonna feel fresh. I don't think. Oh damn, that was amazing. I'm gonna tell them nice shot because that was legit great. I just feel like it's not gonna feel new or creepy anymore. We're too familiar with the Upside Down. We're too familiar with the flower face monster. I don't know. We'll see. I want it to be good because that first season was fucking great. Ooh, ooh. I did see the kids at the Shin Godzilla premiere. They're such cool kids. They are really great. Especially I feel bad because I can't think of the kid's name or the character's name, but the kid who had he was missing his front teeth. He's such a neat kid. There's just been some cool like behind the scenes videos. Those kids are fucking funny. I think Winona did a great job. I liked the sheriff. Just not cracked up at the beginning of every episode though because that opening credit sequence was perfect, and but the directors are called the Duffer Brothers, which just sounds like a couple frat dudes who are up to no good. Like it sounds like they would be in a early 2000s like boner comedy. The Duffer Brothers, bro. Those are some of the best kid actors I've ever seen. I would put them in the same. I really liked the kid actors in Super 8, which is funny because it was like a similar kind of story. What'd you think of the monster? Because I was, as a monster fan, I was a little underwhelmed by it. I felt CG was a bad choice. I think that would have been a lot more effective as a guy in a monster suit. And, and it also, it wasn't a bad design, but it felt like a phoned-in Guillermo del Toro monster. Like, it looks like a less interesting first draft of, like, a Pan's Labyrinth monster. Yeah, here's a man with a hole on his face. It's kind of like a big flowery, like, a flower kind of opening. And, yeah, it was just a little underwhelming. And it's like, thankfully, every other aspect of that show was fucking aces. Discount SCP monster, yeah. Like, you know, the story and the performances definitely picked up the slack there because, yeah, that monster is kind of weak. I hope they go real weird with season 2. Jess and I loved it, and we were talking about it back when it came out, and like they can't just do the Upside Down again, right? They got to either explore the Upside Down further, or I want them to punch through to another layer. Like, I want the Upside Down to be kind of just a weird intermediate zone between our world and, like, another even weirder one. I think that would be cool. I don't know enough about Evangelion. I gotta watch that thing. Whoa. Oh yeah, you can't do the big robots. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I think some people would be though. I think you know what? I can't even say that with a straight face. I would be mad too. I'd feel a little betrayed if they had giant kick-ass robots. Sure, they're giant kick-ass robots, but they'd be a little out of place. I have the little bit I have seen. They have some freaky ass monsters on Evangelion. Those are some creepy ass. Oh, you dickhead! I had that. Oh well. Yeah, they're all kind of vaguely religious, aren't they? They look like mutated angels. I mean, they're called angels, but they're pretty and white, and they have big feathery wings. Except they also have teeth in the wrong places, and their arms are too long and shit. I'm like, that's cool. That's a good ass monster design. I don't know if you were on that Doom stream a while back, but we were joking about. I think you were on there. We were joking about how Doom 5 needs to take place like on Pluto, and you're fighting angels instead of demons. I'm geeked though. I'm glad that's coming back for another season. I will say, if you I don't want to say too much, but if you're disappointed by. Fuck it. I'm not going to say it. Just watch Channel Zero. It's only 6 episodes, and they're 40 minutes a pop. Yeah, you were there. Doom 5, baby. Yet another classic idea going criminally underused. Travesty. Oh, hey. No such thing as a... No such thing as a garbage work in progress. It's just a work in progress. We need stories. From everywhere. And from everybody. That's a good thing. It's hard, though. Writing shit's hard. I've got, boy. I've got at least 2 aborted rough drafts for novels. Well... 1 aborted, 1 on long-term hiatus. There's 1 I will revisit someday. But the 1 needs a complete... Oh, I'm just in practice town. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. One of them I'll talk about, though. The aborted one. God, that went through... so many do-overs. The original concept was... the original concept I deemed too similar to Shaun of the Dead, which came out like while I was writing it. And so I kept revamping it. And it ended up being... The core idea that I had was this thought exercise of... Oh, it doesn't do its thing. I'm just gonna fuck around. Get the thought out. The core kind of idea I was playing with was, what really is the difference between a character like James Bond and a character like Jason Voorhees? They both creep around, kill people. It's fucking scary for the people being killed. So why do we have such different feelings about one than we do the other? And it's just perspective. And so that's kind of what I was trying to do with that story. It was basically a high school kid who this sounds crazy, or because it is crazy. It was supposed to be crazy, but basically it's this high school kid who realized he's a berserker. Like, he can tap into this murder rage, but instead of just directing it at, people he doesn't like and it being a tragedy, he's able to... He discovers that maybe about 90% of all humans aren't really humans. They're these weird, robotic monstrosities in disguise. And he's like the only person that's aware of it, so he seems crazy. It's very... Schizophrenia is terrifying to me, so I was just trying to turn a schizophrenic nightmare into a book. But also kind of like, hey, fun and actiony a little bit too, which is weird. It didn't totally work, which is why I aborted it. But yeah, the idea was that he would go full on just chainsaw lunatic on what friends, family, and neighbors thought were humans, but he knew were not humans, but these grotesque robots, cyborgy kind of doppelgangers. That's the word I was looking for. And basically his descent into madness while also descending into not madness, and just trying to conquer this invasion force. But I mean, the influences are just all out on the table. Like it's The Thing, it's They Live, it's Resident Evil 4, it's Terminator, it's kind of Transformers, it's Friday the 13th, it's Evil Dead, it's a lot of Evil Dead. And yeah, it's just kind of a fun mishmash, but if it were ever to work, it would need rewrites so drastic that I would probably just start over. And in a world where, kind of like how Shaun of the Dead killed my first draft of it, I look at the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show and go, they did it. they had this idea covered. Of course, Bruce Campbell's not a high schooler, but he acts like one, so it's like, all right, they're good. Maybe I'll just lay this idea to rest. It was a fun thing to bang out, though. It was cool to, even if it just stays as a lost rough draft. I'm geeked that I put together a close at least novella, if not novel length rough draft. It was called if all the other influences weren't obvious enough, it was called Something Strange in the Neighborhood, which is a line from the Ghostbusters theme song. Which I'm only mildly embarrassed about. I think if I ever did revisit it, I would change the name to I Was a Teenage Chainsaw Maniac. So I think that, one, it tells you more up front, and two, I like that it taps into some of those old schlocky B movies, like I Was a Teenage Wolfman, or I Was a Teenage... There's one of them was I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, which, in theory, means I was a teenage mad scientist who created artificial life. But I think what they really mean is I was a teenage Frankenstein's monster, which makes that title fucking hilarious. Yeah, I mean, titles are... That's the easiest. Title's the easiest shit to change. You can change that whenever you want. Oh, he's got a... That guy's driving the Sweeties truck from Twisted Metal. I have a feeling that's Sweet Tooth. Sweet... Oh, and I fucking karate kicked him into space. Those Lobos kick your ass. Those Lobos kick your face. Those Lobos kick your balls into outer space. 1,000,000 points if you can guess that reference. Give Up, Short Circuit 2, which is a fucking awesome movie. Yep. So my other rough draft, the one that's kind of sitting in the wings, just I won't go into as much detail, but it is a ghost western. Ha, balls. That is the chant. Oh. Hey, it's okay. Dude, my brain's been there for a good chunk of the week. I think it's just a thing that happens. Woo! Ooh, overtime, baby. Hey, Richo, did you see where do you stand on these Disney remakes? These live-action redos of like their classic cartoons? Because Jess and I just watched Jungle Book because we heard it was great and we liked it a lot. But then we tried to watch Pete's Dragon and promptly fell asleep. Oh. And we just weren't feeling it. And they're doing like Beauty and the Beast. Like for some reason, Jungle Book and especially Pete's Dragon, I was like, oh, who gives a shit? Go ahead and remake it. That's fine. But they're doing Beauty and the Beast. And I'm like, oh, guys, that one Best Picture. Like, you don't need to remake that one. You can just leave that. Yeah, they've varied so far. I want to give Pete's Dragon another chance. But Jungle Book was tight. I liked that a bunch. I feel weird about Beauty and the Beast, though. I'm not... I don't... Emma Watson's great, you know, but I feel weird about that one. I don't like that they're doing it. I think I am biased because my little brother was cuckoo bananas about that movie when it came out, and it was, like, endearing, because it's a fucking good movie, so I didn't care that he wanted to watch it, like, twice a day. Lion King is gonna... Leave Lion King alone. I really, really love the Lion King, and I don't want them to fuck around with it. But, I don't know. The dragon in Pete's Dragon was awesome looking, but for me, I was totally just flummoxed by how completely different the story was. Because when you say a thing is going to be a remake, I expect it to sort of be a remake, and they're like, nah, fuck it, it's a totally different story with a dragon named Elliot and a kid named Pete. And so I was like, I don't know, zonk. Bill Murray as Baloo was weird. I love Bill Murray, but something about his delivery and something about that version of Baloo seemed like inconsistent or something. It seemed a little off. And this is coming from somebody who is a huge Bill Murray fan. Like, bordering on, like, fanboy. But yeah, it just felt a little strange. That kid, the kid playing Mowgli cracked us the fuck up, though. And maybe for the wrong reasons, because he just seemed like a kind of hard-ass kid from New York instead of a boy who grew up in the jungle. He would just, like, it felt like he wrote his own lines, and that was fucking hilarious. Ooh, dude, that King Louie was sick. I thought that was badass. Because he was spooky, man. He kept like emerging from the darkness in that temple, and it freaked me out. Oh yeah, way too big to be an orangutan. Orangutan. I always put a G on the end. I don't know why. Did it used to be orangutan? Or am I fucking crazy? Is this a Berenstein Bears situation? Which, Aricho, if you're not familiar with that, oh boy, get ready. Get ready to either be annoyed with people being dumb, or that was terrible. Or be ready to have your mind fucking blown. Yeah, in the song, he. Damn it! It was never orangutan. Why did I think that? I like that though. It was really fun seeing them try to rhyme anything with Gigantopithecus. You're ready for people being dumb. Are you familiar with that though? This whole thing with the Berenstain Bears books, there are a lot of people who, you know, myself included, were convinced it used to be Berenstain used to be spelled Stein, and then, you know, in recent history, it's come to our attention that it's actually spelled Stain, and of course, and so people are like, oh, it's, you know, it's the Mandela effect. This is evidence of parallel universes crossing over, and the people who say it's Stein are products of this parallel universe, which is of course insane. That's not really what's happening. It's just people misremembered shit. But I gotta say, as an Stein person, I have vivid fucking memories of being a kid and asking my mom, hey, are these the Berenstain Bears? Because it said Stein. And she told me, no, it's Berenstain. I asked why. She said, that's just how it's pronounced. And so the fact that I have this very vivid memory, really, I don't know. It's strange. And again, you know, the real answer is just that, well, the human memory is not the most reliable thing in the universe. Nice goal. Or nice block. Yeah, I-before-E is a bunch of happy horse shit. Well, especially when you get into names and proper nouns and stuff, it just goes out the window. Fun fact, Richo, this is some silly shit to brag about. I won my spelling bee in elementary school, and am still something of a champion speller. And the I-before-E thing, I never memorized. Because there's like a billion exceptions, and when you get into proper nouns and loan words and stuff, it just goes out the window immediately. Oh, look at this, look at this. Oh, never mind, don't look at this. Don't look. I thought I was going to save the day and kick some ass, and I just missed. Oh, you got the middle school one? Nice work, dude. That fucking guy. That's excellent. Do you continue to be a top-notch speller? Because it stuck with me. It's like, I think it's maybe because I read a lot as a kid or something, but I just got a real good grasp of how shit's spelled. And it stuck with me forever, to the point where Jess's mom is quite a character, and she will just randomly be like, so Matthew, how do you spell this? And she'll throw out some word and I'll spell it. She'll be like, oh, very good. Like, it's very corny and fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a relatable story, Erichio. I won my elementary school one. I was in 4th grade, by the way. I beat 5th graders. Felt pretty fucking cool about that. But, won my elementary school one. They're like, hey, you can go to regionals. I'm like, holy shit. Or whatever the next step up was. It might have been county or something. And so I'm like, damn, okay, let's go to the next one. And, you know, I had a special book, and I studied a lot. I'm like, all right, cool. First word, done. My ass was Audi 5000. I'm like, oh shit. Never mind. Dude, some words are just bullshit. The stuff with S's and C's next to each other will mix me up a lot. Other than that, like scissors, I had to sit down and be like, okay, we're gonna learn scissors forever. And also decision. I'm like, fuck this. I'm learning these two stupid things forever. And so now I think I have them on lock. I'm getting real cocky, and I'm feeling good about scissors, but decision, I don't know if I could lock that down for you. don't know if I've played on this court. This is awesome. Night soccer. Soccer after dark. Get out of here. Ooh, shit. Oh, yeah. Hey, hey! I accidentally got that one. They were trying to block it. Oh, Rule 34. Sweet Jesus. The Rule 34 can be hilarious, though. Like, depending on what you're looking for and what you find, it can be very, very funny. It can also be real gross and upsetting, though. I think one of the most fascinating parts about that is not the crudely done art, like where it's clearly just some wound up 14-year-old is like horny and only sees like anime characters or whatever, so like, all right, here's an anime character with their titties hanging out. The weird Rule 34 stuff to me is where it is a clearly done by like a classically trained artist or someone who does illustration for a living. It's like, oh shit, somebody somebody did the 10,000 hours thing to master art so they can draw, you know, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy railing each other. Like, all right, man. That is something to go to art school for, I guess. Why not? I think one of the best Rule 34... Oh, I'm getting it mixed up. It runs together. College was one of those times where it's like, let's look it up. There was one where Cartoon Slimer was flying out of Cartoon Janine's crotch and screaming, "I'm free!" That was pretty good. That kind of justified it. Oh no. In under 40 minutes, that's the thing! It takes so much time! It takes so much time and effort to create, like, good art. And it's out there. Yeah. Oh yeah, the like, geez, that's, yeah, smash and ride the like button. You joke, but I mean, I've seen stuff. It doesn't even have to be a character or a living thing. I've seen, one of the weirder ones I've seen was like video game consoles turned into like, you know, sex ladies. And it's like, no, wait, I don't know, man. We live in an amazing world. People want to fuck everything. It is really something. I really, I respect the more ridiculous stuff. Because, like, it's really lame and easy to be like, hey, Bert and Ernie, those are two gay guys, right? They probably do sex to each other. And it's like, yeah, okay. Everybody's been saying that for fucking 40 years. The really awesome stuff is the insane shit. We are just animals. There was a whole Bloodhound Gang song about it. References. Oh yeah. Whoop. Not even the best Bloodhound Gang song. The best Bloodhound Gang song is Mope. The one where Pac-Man comes out and smokes crack. where they sample Homer Simpson saying "Holy macaroni." Because, you know, art. Ed, Ed, and Eddie. That was an aggressively ugly cartoon, wasn't it? That was such a big thing in, like, the 90s up through the early aughts. I mean, it still exists in some extent. But there was this... I blame Rugrats. I fucking blame Rugrats. There was this thing... And I guess Nicktoons in general took a lot of pride in being fucking gross. But, do you remember that? That push in the 90s to be like, hey, let's make these lumpy fuckers ugly as hell. You had Ren and Stimpy, which, holy shit, was nightmarish. But, I mean, awesome. Like, I forever respect Ren and Stimpy. But you had the Rugrats kids, they're all lumpy and shitty looking. Like, they got, like, wrinkles and they just, ugh. And that bled over. There was because it was that same animation studio that did Rugrats. They also did the... I'm gonna reveal too much about myself. I know too much about cartoons. They did the Rocket Power, which I fucking hated that show. My little brother watched that. It sucked. And the Wild Thornberrys, and it was the same thing with these ugly, lumpy, shitty people. And it's like, ugh. And even like Hey Arnold, which didn't seem as aggressively grotesque. They're still all fucking weird looking. Like Arnold got a big, you know, football head. They talk about it all the time. And then Ed, Ed, and Eddie took it. Ed, Ed, and Eddie to me took it to a whole new level because everybody looked like they had jaundice. Like people were just the grossest, sickliest colors on that show. They all seemed to have like bags under their eyes. I don't know. I guess this is why I'm not. I guess this is why I'm not a cartoonist. I don't draw these ugly ass people. And it bums me out too because if it's too much, it'll stop me from being able to enjoy the show. And that is the case with Rick and Morty, which, judging by like the writing, like I could sit there and read the scripts and have a great time. But the second I have to look at their fucking faces, I want to kill myself. And it's hard to watch a show when looking at it makes you want to stab your eyes out. Their outlines were having seizures. It was like an uglier, grosser version of Dr. Kat's Professional Therapist, which was awesome. Squiggle Vision. Oh, or Home Movies. That's the reference more people will understand. Wait, hang on. Who predicted the Cloverfield monster? Did Ed, Ed, and Eddie predict the Cloverfield monster? Because you're going to have to break that one down for me. That was another Little Brother show. I would just catch that one randomly. I didn't buckle in for Ed, Ed, and Eddie. That was a little past my time. I was a Rocko's Modern Life guy myself. I like my cartoon protagonists to be neurotic wallabies and male cows. And just full of filthy adult humor. Go back and watch Rocko's Modern Life now. It's insane. It's like their standards and practices guy was just asleep at the wheel or something. Which, good for them. It's awesome. What's the short version? Just did they put that thing in? Ooh, I've got to guess. Because if you go deep lore with Cloverfield, I think I know where this is headed. Because in the deep lore, Jesus Christ, that's a whole. There are some phrases that get thrown around, or words that get thrown around in regards to being like a fan of sci-fi movies, where it's like, come on, really? And lore is one of them. I think lore is gotting? Oh boy. The word lore to me is getting a really I can't talk. Anyway, I think lore gets thrown around too much, and it's kind of corny. It is lore time. Do you remember this with Cloverfield? So there was the alternate reality game, the ARG, which I don't understand those, but good for people that do, where there was the alternate reality game where people were finding clues and shit to, like, secret websites and, like, basically hacking them to find out, like, little clues and stuff about the plot of Cloverfield, because that's what J.J. Abrams does. He creates a big mystery around his movies and TV shows, and that's what people like about it, because it's engaging. Like, it just is a smart thing that works. But he builds up this world around it, and the reward for hacking into these websites and stuff and finding these little secrets is that it gave you a little more background. And for Cloverfield, the tie-in, one of the there was multiple, which is fucking crazy to me. But the main one, or the one that I think is the funniest, there was one for Cloverfield, the original Cloverfield as well. 10 Cloverfield Lane, of course, had one, but the one for the original Cloverfield was, or one of them, there was like 2 different ones. But the one I'm talking about, and the one that makes me think that there's an Ed, and Eddie connection, is Slusho. So Slusho is the fake Slurpee brand that JJ throws into as many of his movies and stuff as he can. And for the alternate reality game for Cloverfield, it played a really big part because you got it. Hang on. So I'm playing a soccer game and trying to dig deep into 2008 bullshit. Okay. So Slusho is made by Tagrauto or or something. It's a fake Japanese word, and it's this big Japanese conglomerate, this kind of huge multinational corporation, and one of their biggest products is Slusho. Okay? Following me so far? And it's famous for being, like, addictive, like super, like so good that it's like addictive. It's got like a secret ingredient called seabed's nectar, and it's really good. It makes me think of like energy drinks and shit, where it's got like some properties to it where it's not just tasty, it also does something for your body. Whether or not it's a good thing is up in the air. But this secret ingredient, seabed's nectar, you find out over the course of this alternate reality game, is from the seabed. I don't know if it will connect to the cartoon. I'm spitballing. This is my fan theory about something that might not exist. Fuck. So, seabed nectar is the top secret Slurpee ingredient, which, as the name states, it's like at the fucking bottom of like the Marianas Trench, like just the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. And they found it by accident. They mine it. Yay. And one of many places where it gets weird was that the alternate reality game kind of implied that maybe the Cloverfield monster was created by seabed's nectar, or while they were mining for seabed's nectar, they kind of jostled this thing out of its environment. So, that was a really long way of saying Slurpees are responsible for the Cloverfield monster. So I assume the point you were making was that there was an episode of Ed, and Eddie where Slurpees create a monster? Stretch of the millennium. What was weird about that too, so there was that explanation for the monster, and then there was also some bullshit with a satellite that drops out of space, and that's what jostled the Cloverfield monster out of its there were no Slurpees in Ed, and Eddie. What's the connection then? Shit! Jawbreakers, that's what it was. I was trying to remember what it was. I think I was getting my lines crossed with Pete and Pete, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. That might be before your time. That was a great ass show. And they had a very intense 2-part episode about a Slurpee called the Orange Lazarus, which granted its drinker like supernatural powers, but presumably at the cost of their soul. It fucking ruled. Ed wanted to be a monster, so they made a costume for him. Holy shit. Okay, well. Oops. I guess we can, don't call them Mythbusters. We just busted that one. Did it look like the Cloverfield monster? Like a fucking lobster spider ape? That's a great monster. It's kind of generic by now time standards because it got copied a lot, but oh boy, I remember being fucking geeked about that thing. Oh dear. Yeah, oh boy. That's fucking knowledge that I have locked away in my brain and not like people's birthdays. I remember the bullshit Slurpee backstory for the Cloverfield monster, but not, you know, something I could actually use. Oh well. Ooh, I'll be on the forums tapping away. Guess what, guys? Slusho is actually the Orange Lazarus Slurpee from The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Now we're talking. Now we're fucking talking. Fan theories are pretty cool, but I think fan theories for me were just a gateway into conspiracy theories. That shit is intense. Depending. Some of them make me mad. This flat earth shit is highly frustrating. I'm bummed now because I even had a great idea for a bullshit... I had a great idea for like a bullshit conspiracy theory that I was going to try and pepper out onto the internet. I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Looks like Cloverfield mixed with the Kraken. That's cool. That's awesome. Good for them. Which Kraken? You talking old school Harryhausen Kraken or that new one? That new one's kind of sweet looking. I didn't check out aliens. I used to have hair like that guy. Aliens. That guy rules. You joke. Aliens are the best conspiracy though, because that. Holy shit, that goes so deep. I've talked about it on here a couple times, but it is truly fascinating what crazy people believe. The new movie Kraken, okay. Did you see that? Did you see that remake? Because I kind of skipped it. Not kinda. I did full stop skip it. And I'll tell you why. I have a stupid reason why. Not a totally stupid reason why I skipped it. In general, it seemed like they kind of missed the spirit of the original. I fucking love the original, like corniness and all. Like it's a dorky movie, and that's part of why I like it so much. And in that same vein, I know in the new one, they were gonna include Bubo, the robot owl, but what they more or less scrapped it, and I think it was Sam Worthington's idea to get rid of it, which I was already not on great terms with that guy, and then he takes out my fucking little robot owl buddy. Come on. But I do my reading. I haven't seen the movie, but I know there's a scene where he picks it up for a second, and another character says, "Oh, that's just junk. Don't bother with that," and they throw it in like a garbage pile. It's like an original prop, or it looks just like the old school Bubo owl, and they're like, "That's crap. Throw it out." I'm like, "Fuck you, movie. Not interested. I'm not buying what you're selling." It's like ripping that movie's heart out. That's a dumb little thing, but I feel like it's indicative of the movie at large. Oh yeah. Release the Kraken's great. That's a great line. Liam Neeson says that, right? You know, they say it in the old one, too. Just FYI. Because it's a great line. Kraken's not even a Greek monster. That is Norse as shit. That's okay. It's fun to mix stuff up. Could be worse. True story. I heard Wrath of the Titans was really bad. Oh boy, Emmerich, Jesus. That fucking turd. You know, though I say that, but I liked Independence Day. I still like Independence. It's a fun garbage movie. It's weird to me that, like, it's fun trash, but like, Independence Day is like a decent-ish alien invasion movie. Like, it's a nice little throwback, like, flying saucer movie. So it's really weird to me they couldn't manage that for Godzilla. You know, make it schlocky or whatever, but still make it true to the original idea a little bit. But that is well beaten ground. The world has 1998 Godzilla is right up there with Star Wars prequels as far as, you know, being talked about to death. You nailed it! God damn it! Oh, that would have been exactly it. We'll turn Medusa into a single snake with no special powers. Oh God. Whether I saw the movie, if that just as you know, I'm a little bit of a Greek mythology nerd. If that existing would make me have a stroke, I think. That would be because Medusa's like the coolest Greek mythology monster. Like, her and Cerberus are my faves. So it's like, don't fuck those guys up. Like, they're classic. Harryhausen Medusa's gangster too. She got a bow and arrow. It's fucking rad. But still turns people to stone with her eyes and is ugly and just rad. That's a really neat movie. It's like 6 years too late though. It came out like right after Star Wars, but it feels very late 60s, early 70s. Because that shit takes forever to make. You're animating puppets frame by hand, and you're Ray Harryhausen, so you do it by yourself in your garage. That takes like fucking years. I did not see Hercules because nobody will ever do Hercules correctly. They always turn it into Superman, which I understand. Modern Western audiences, I don't think, would understand the actual Hercules story. And that's, you know, that's fine. It is what it is. The Disney Hercules was cute, even though that for sure just was Superman. Did you see Hercules? I didn't see those. There was like 2 of them, right? I want to hear what you got to say. What do you got to say about Jercules? More like Huncules, etc. The thing they never do with Hercules is make his mom want to kill him. Oh, they showed you everything of the monsters in the trailers. That's worse. I didn't mind in the first 2 minutes. Jesus, that's ridiculous. That's too much. Yeah, you have to hit a good balance. Godzilla 2014 might have skimped a little too much. I was fine with it. I liked that they did the Jaws or Alien thing of giving you just a taste early on and teasing you with it until the end. But the opposite's bad too, man. Like those Transformers 2, and you're just looking at that shit constantly. Just those big ugly piles of metal forever. It's like, I don't want to fucking look at this anymore. I mean, that's like Troy. You remember the Troy movie with Brad Pitt and stuff? They took all the gods out, and it's like, how are you doing this story without the gods? That's like half of it. And it's just that thing where the like a modern Western audience just won't accept whimsy, and that's very sad. That really bums me out. That they're just like, nah, nobody wants whimsy or magic in a movie. Guy in a lion helmet. Come on, guys. I don't know. People love this grim and gritty thing. Yeah. A real Hercules movie would be nuts. It would be crazy. One of his trials is he's got to clean out like the stables of these like gnarly ass super horses. That's awesome. Oh, suicidal comic relief. Excellent. What are they thinking? I don't get it. I feel like these movies are made by crazy people. When real, I mean, they kind of are. They're made by committees and executives. And it's a product. I get it. You know, I'm not so naive. But damn, man. It's weird, and they adapt this. They turn these old stories into movies because of the name recognition. But then they're like, well, we don't want to actually do it the way that it is. We need to sex it up. We need to grim and gritty it up. And it's like, well, then fucking just make a new thing. Dude, that is very true. And I gotta say, The Rock's fucking awesome. That guy, if he was a D&D character, he put all of his skill points, not all, he put half of his skill points into charisma and half of it into strength. Because holy shit, that is a giant and very likable dude. He's great. He's one of those I could watch him read the phone book type dudes. His Rampage movie might be sweet. I think that could be really cool. I feel like that's a case where you'd want to go tongue-in-cheek, make it kind of wacky. And I think they're not doing that. It's like, guys, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You always zig when you should zag. Who wants a serious Rampage movie? Who asked for that? Who played Rampage and thought, oh, you know what this needs? This really needs to be dark and serious. And it's like, well, Legendary Godzilla has the dark and serious monster shit covered. You need to go the other way and do something different. Ah, San Andreas. They finally made a GTA movie, right? Just kidding. I didn't see San Andreas. I don't see a lot of stuff. I love movies and I try to see a bunch of them, but there's so much stuff where I'm like, fuck it, don't care. Ah, shit, yeah, Shin Rampage, seriously. You know, that thing nobody's asking for. Well, I mean, it would be funny. Big, bacony, scary-looking Ralph and Lizzie. Why are they making Power Rangers like serious and gritty? That blows my fucking mind. Of all the things to make light and goofy, or of all the things that you should be making light and goofy, Power Rangers at the top of that list. It's like begging for it. The Zords look like toys, and that's not a bad thing. It's a fucking fun thing. They look because they're cool looking toys. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't work in Hollywood. I don't get to make these decisions. People would love me if I did, though. I hope we get some really deep lore with Rampage. So I can join that fandom. People can't just like shit anymore. Like, I'm joining this fandom. I'm joining the Doctor Who fandom. It's like, just like Doctor Who. Just like it. Why do you have to join a fandom? Were there forms that you filled out? What does this mean? Why am I so old? Why does nothing make sense anymore? Yeah, this looks like Power Rangers. That is the too much water 7.8 out of 10 of monster stuff, isn't it? This looks like Power Rangers. Well, you know, some shit's supposed to look like Power Rangers. Like, it's fine. Oh, buddy. That I would accept if they looped it in with... Oh boy, that's kind of pointless. That'd be redundant, wouldn't it? If Rampage was in universe with Legendary's Godzilla and King Kong. You'd have Lizzie and George. God, I couldn't think of it. You'd have Lizzie and George show up and be like, oh, I guess you don't need us. What's the precedent for a giant Wolfman? That was like the thing I never understood about Rampage. I mean, it's cool. Giant Wolfman's fucking sweet, but you know, Lizzie's Godzilla, George is King Kong. Where does Giant Wolfman come from? Oh, there. Okay, well, I'm sold now. Never mind. I redact my previous statement. Two lizards fighting two giant gorillas. That is what we need. I'm for it. I'd love if, alright. Cool your jets, Buster. I'd love if Legendary just lost their minds and, for one of these Godzilla movies, they just said, fuck it, let's make Destroy All Monsters. And you get Gorosaurus and Varan and all these B and C list monsters in there. That would be some deep cut shit. I would give mad respect to who did the original Rampage? Midway? They would get a trillion bonus points from me if Ralph was a nod to the Godzilla vs. Legendary Wolfman fan movie. That wasn't even a canceled movie. That was damn. That is very good. That was a fan movie. That was like a big budget fan movie by a special effects dude in Japan who loves Godzilla. I liked Jurassic World. Actually, Justin and I were just talking about it the other day. I like it, but it's like a dumb movie, right? We're all kind of in agreement. It was kind of stupid, but in a fun way. Like I remember describing it to friends. It's like exactly what I wanted out of a stupid dinosaur movie. And I'm good with that. Like the original Jurassic Park is, in my book, legit just a classic and a good movie. Like they put in some thought and kind of dissect this idea of, well, holy shit, what if we could bring back dinosaurs? And they kind of give as a high concept, they give it its due, and they're pretty smart about it. And then Jurassic World is like, derp dino fight, and I'm like, fuck it, great, good, I love it. Like that's what I like. Like 2 is kind of sweet. Lost World was kind of sweet too. It's schlock. Jurassic World is fun junk food. It is more Dino Crisis or just stupid shit, but it's fun stupid shit. So I'm into it. That's like that's kind of where I stand with the original sequel, The Lost World, where it ends with the Godzilla scene. You got your T-Rex in San Diego. How did it get out of the cargo hold? Did it operate like little levers with its little dino hands? Who cares? He's eating a bus. She. It's always girls. I always forget that. Girl power. Right? Yeah, Lost World rules because you get the T-Rex crashing around San Diego, and legit, the tall grass scene with the raptors fucking rules. That was scary and good. Those two things made that whole movie worthwhile in my book. Yeah, Jurassic World. I loved those ugly ass pterodactyl. It was like a stumpy little pterodactyl with like a huge T-Rex head. I loved that. The hybrid was lame though. It's just like, oh, it's an albino T-Rex with long arms. Yay! That's another snoozer monster design. Oh. Why did they go into the long grass? I'm trying to remember. They were trying to get to like a they were stranded on one part of the island, and they were trying to get to like a communications tower or something. And the best way, or the fastest way, or whatever, was through that tall grass. It's another one of those things, though, where it's like, that scene is so good, I'm not that concerned with the how and why of it. I'm just like, it's fucking awesome. That is one of my flaws as a film watcher. You can trick me. If shit's cool enough, I won't ask too many questions. If you have something that's super cool, you really have to fuck up if I'm like, why is this happening? Instead of being like, oh, cool. Yeah. No, I agree. Jurassic World had those wacky ass Uggo Fuggerson Pteranodons. But 2 and 3 had regular ones. Who knows? I don't know. I kind of liked it though. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Jurassic World had the goofy ass looking ones. Because like, well, we did normal ones the last 2 movies. Let's do some weird bullshit. I'm for it. I'm excited about the next one too. I'm glad they're doing another one. I hope they do. They're not, because they're never gonna, as far as being like a thoughtful, good science fiction movie, they're not gonna beat the first one, right? So like maybe they'll just keep going down this path of fun schlock, and if they do, maybe I'm okay with that, as long as it stays fun. If it's just schlock, then it's gonna suck. But if it knows it's kind of stupid and runs with that, then we could be in for a treat, I think. I'm hoping. I know at some point there were maybe rumors or leaks or whatever that was going to be called Jurassic War, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. That's kind of what because that's kind of what World was building to with that generic super dinosaur. I want to see them. Take over the world. All right. Well, I gotta know, how would you fix Jurassic? How would you fix Jurassic Park? And a million bonus points if it's the original premise for Jurassic World, which was to genetically engineer a dinosaur A-team. Because no shit, that was a thing. Back in like the mid 2000s, a script for back when it was still Jurassic Park 4. A script leaked, or a treatment, that was so exciting, Steven Spielberg said, I'll only do Jurassic Park 4 if we do this treatment. And the treatments, the beginning of the premise is that some government or some huge company is like, hey, we want dinosaur DNA, and we know that Dennis Nedry was trying to smuggle it off the island. We know that he had it in the shaving cream can, and we know where it is. So we're gonna hire, Joe badass bounty hunter to go recover it. And he goes to the island. It's in ruins because it's, you know, however many years later. And he gets to the can, or he gets to where the can's supposed to be, and something happens. He gets knocked out. He wakes up in a castle, and it's been converted into a top secret laboratory where they have genetically engineered human dinosaur hybrids who are like a super special forces commando team. And I don't even remember where it goes from there, but basically, you know, the Joe Badass guy they hire at the beginning has to work with this team of human dinosaur hybrid commandos. I'm like, fuck yes, please make this, please make this. And Spielberg agreed. Spielberg was like, yep, I'd make that. Terrible, sigh. Enrico, what do you mean? No, it's definitely a so bad it's good kind of idea. But if they committed to it 100%, it would probably be hilarious to watch. Or shit, it might even be, I don't know. I'm kind of convinced. Ever since the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was like a fun adventure movie, I'm like, fuck it, you can make a good movie out of anything. Because literally they took a theme park ride and was like, let's make a movie out of this theme park ride. And it was good. You know, it wasn't Shakespeare, but it was like a solid popcorn adventure movie. So at this point, I'm like, fuck it. You can make a good movie out of any premise. I'm convinced. So, Australopithecus, is that... I'm not up on some of my dinosaurs. Is Australopithecus the gigantic-ass, like, Brachiosaurus, like the really fucking huge one? Because that would be cool. They do need to branch out with their dino choices, but I think it's going to be hard for them to... The man-ape. See, that's awesome. So you took it a step further. I was like, oh, they need to branch out with the dinosaur choices, and you're like, no, they should branch out with what they bring back to life. That would be fucking sick. When they found that mammoth with, like, it had like preserved tissue and blood, they're like, we could probably clone one. As soon as they said that, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna start saving up. I want to see a live mammoth. I don't even care how much it costs. Yeah, see? Exactly. Oh, you're maybe talking about Australopithecus. I thought maybe you were talking about my human dinosaur hybrid thing. Either way, either of those could work. Dude, especially in the wake of all the shit that went down with SeaWorld, with them recognizing, like, oh, it's really fucked up that we keep dolphins and killer whales in captivity because they're way too smart to be okay with that. That would have been a solid hook for like a smarter movie for sure. Dude, I cannot wait for that mammoth. That's gonna be so fucking sick. I want that. Cannot wait. Can they? Does that mean they can clone rhinos? Boy, that shit bums me out. Those poor fuckers keep going extinct. They should probably clone stuff that we coexist with before they start cloning stuff we don't. Though we coexisted with mammoths way back when. Clone it all. Fuck it. Let's open a preserve on the moon. We need to start thinking. We need to start thinking big, like we did back in the '60s. You look back at shit in the '60s. They're like, oh, we're going to have a moon base. We're going to have a Mars base. We're going to do this. We're going to have a undersea base. We're going to have rocket ships. Everybody's going to own a rocket ship. And it's like, why did that stop? We were ready to kick everything's ass in the 60s. And then we, like, said, no, never mind. Bailed on all those cool ideas. Aw, feather Rexies. They recently found... like intact dinosaur feathers, right? I can't remember what species it was, but they're like, okay, so this dinosaur was like classic woodsy camouflage colors. They said it was like cream colored and brown, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that we know that about one dinosaur. It's also real boring. Oh good, another brown animal. Fascinating. I was really hoping for some wacky shit. Ooh, this is a rumble. We're getting nasty. That's true. That's true. Now flying is as exciting and sexy as riding a bus packed with screaming babies and crackheads. Oh. Yeah! That's right. That's cool. The dinosaur shit's exciting. That dinosaur stuff will never not be exciting to me. Now, do we know what they sound like just based on the different like sinus cavities and different holes in their skull, or was something else discovered? Like, was there some other piece of evidence? Because that would be super cool. I have such mixed feelings on them, you know, because I grew up with scaly dinosaurs. So the feather thing is still like, I'm still wrapping my head around that. And I can definitely see it on, like, it's really easy for me to picture that on like raptors and stuff. But like, did Stegosaurus have feathers? If he did, why? T-Rex, when they first said, oh, T-Rex had feathers, I was bummed out. Because I'm like, oh, that's not going to be scary looking anymore. That's going to look stupid. But then I thought about a big, shaggy, like, nasty T-Rex. I'm like, oh, shit, that's, like, scarier somehow. Like, fur-style feathers. I'm like, ugh, that's creepy as hell. Oh, crest dinosaurs. Those are my favorite. Like, Dilophosaurus. The dude with the head thingies. That's my favorite JP dinosaur, straight up. Everybody loves, well, and T-Rex. Everybody's all raptor crazy. I was a Dilophosaurus man. Mostly because of the stuff they made up. Like the frill and the poison spit, but he's still cool. Even without that stuff. Quills, okay. Yeah, they were saying, I was going to say, no, dinosaurs probably didn't roar or anything. They probably, like, chirped and gurgled and weird stuff, which is super interesting. What? Oh, Paracephalus. Or Parasaurolophus. I know which one you're talking about, I just don't know how to say it. No, that's okay. Just knowing what any of them sound like. Like, again, if it doesn't matter what dinosaur they found feathers for, the fact that they found feathers and we're like, oh, we know what color this one was. That's awesome. Probably growled. Oh, hiss. That's what it was. I remembered the chirps, but I couldn't think of the other sound. Because I was reading this somewhere. They're like, oh, they probably chirped and then did X, and I couldn't remember what X was. But yeah. That'd be creepy as shit. You got something hissing at you coming out of the tall grass, man. I'm telling you, it's tall grass. Don't go in tall grass. Just don't do it. Did you see, I don't know how dino related this was, because I actually didn't know much about the game, but I saw Scalebound got canceled, that game. Like, the guys who were making it apologized because they had to cancel it. Do you know any, is that, I think I might be thinking of Evolve, but was that a game that had, did you play as a dinosaur in that, or am I thinking of something else? No grass in the Age of Dinosaurs? At all? You're gonna have to break that down for me. That's blowing my mind, dude. That's another tough for me imagine one. Yeah, I don't get some of the dragon hype. You go online and there's some people that are real psyched up for dragons. I'm like, okay, dragons are cool, but not to this level. Maybe I'm thinking of Primal Carnage. Yeah, there was some kind of... So good. I'm glad that didn't get canceled. There's like, or is it Saurian? There was some kind of like simulation type game. I think it got kickstarted. Ooh, mwah. Grass didn't evolve until ape men showed up. Holy shit. Dude, that's blowing my mind. That's seriously blowing my mind. That's fucking crazy. Good for us, bad for us. Snakes and shit hiding there. But good for us because Pokemon hide. Checkmate grass. We did just talk about Saurian. Okay. Alright. Get my wires crossed. What the hell was Scalebound then? Who cared? Just kidding. People can care about whatever they want. Oh, look at that. Hot dog. Early access. Cool. Cool. I hope that comes out on something I can play it on. I would check that out. I'm way on board with a sim game where you play as really any animal. Like, of course, dinosaur is the dream, but like, I would play as it just to have such a simple set of goals as don't get killed by predators, find food, find water, build, you know, a nest or find a place to sleep. Just having those goals and having them strictly enforced on like a time limit, I think would make for a really cool, zen but also kind of stressful game. Crappy dragon Final Fantasy game. Alright. Well, somebody was excited about it. Good gravy. People and their dragons, man. People love them some dragons. Shelter 2. Cool. I'll check that out. Ooh. If I ever put down or if I ever had the time and resources to really learn game design, I would love to make a game where you just play as like a songbird. So you're not like a badass bird of prey that can kill animals. You're just like a robin or something, and your whole MO is just eat, drink, mate, sleep, don't die, reproduce. I think that'd be really cool, and maybe hibernate. I think we might have talked about this. We did, because you were like, "Oh, it's shitty Skyrim, the bear simulator." I was very misled by the initial concept of bear simulator. I'm like, "Oh shit, be a bear? That's amazing! I want to do that. Just fart around and eat salmon, sleep and dream, and not fail at being awake tomorrow." This was fun. I should probably bail myself. This was fun. Thanks for stopping in, man. Someday I'll learn how to use my PlayStation and and play GTA. But tonight wasn't that night. So Richo, I bid you adieu. Thank you for shooting the shit with me. I'm gonna bail myself. This is Super Apartment Friends. I'm Matt. We'll be back next week. Bye bye. Auf Wiedersehen. More like Making Bears Simulator. Oh, bear shit you later. Very good. Very good. There's a lot of ways we can go with this. It's magic. It's magic. It's magic.